of Amazon video. So today I'm going to be giving 5 tips for new employees, some things that I kind of wish I knew before I started, and yeah, just overall tips that'll help your experience with working at Amazon. And yeah, so I've been working here for about 10 months now. I started working in July of 2020. It is now almost May of 2021, so about 10 months. I'm gonna hit that year mark really soon, and there's a lot of things that I've learned over the time here at Amazon, so I'm gonna be going ahead and sharing that experience with you guys and letting you know the whole ins and outs of working at Amazon, some tips. So my first tip that I would give is mainly for like inbound workers. I'm not sure if outbound workers really deal with this too much, but for inbound workers, specifically for stowers, pickers, counters, all of that, my big advice, and pretty much anyone who's been working at Amazon for a while will also tell you this, don't worry about your rate too much. So basically what your rate is the speed that you're working at and how many items per hour that you're doing. So we have these things called units per faces, units per hour, all these things. Basically what your unit per hour is how fast you're scanning, or how many units per hour that you're scanning. So in stow specifically, you have to scan an item and put it into a bin. And so let's say you do like 100 of those per hour, that'll be your units per hour be 100. And you also have tack time, which is basically kind of like the speed that you're doing it at. They want you to hit like, they basically want you to hit like a 9.0 tack time. That's kind of the area around where they want you to be. But I'll tell you that right now, like, don't worry about that. And they'll tell you these things are extremely important, and they'll continuously say that over and over and over. And especially during your training, they'll push it to you like this is extremely important. You really need to focus on your tack time and make sure it's really low. It needs to be like 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. They'll tell you that over and over, but I'm here to tell you, don't worry about those things. Work at your own pace and work as, don't be lazy. Like, actually work hard still, but don't worry about hitting 9 seconds, even if you're like at 15 seconds, because it's not really going to be, you're not going to be able to do the same exact amount of time that they want you to do every single day, because your time heavily relies on the items that you're getting. If a truck just unloaded a bunch of really big items, it's really impossible to get a really low tack time and a low units per hour or a high units per hour. It's just basically, it's really hard to get good numbers when you have really big items. And I'll tell you from experience, about 75% of the time of working at Amazon, I've had big items. And so most of the time my tack time is like really high. Like sometimes it's like 17, 18. There's been times where I've ended the shift with like 25. Like, it's been really high at times. The tack times is what's going to be the most important, that they're going to, try and tell you, hey, you really need to fix these tack times. They're going to tell you that. They're also going to tell you some other things, but I'm just here to tell you, don't worry about it. Just work at your own pace. Don't overwork yourself. Work at your own pace. Do well. And the only way you'll ever get in trouble is if you fall in the bottom 5%. Now, if you fall in the bottom 5%, there's a possibility that you can get written up. If you do fall in the bottom 5%, I've only had that